Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. You're looking at the T92 HMC, the Tier 10 American SPG, located on the north spawn of Steppes under the command of Oksydor of OLIMP. And as we've seen before, he has improved rammer, rotation device, and the gun laying drive as well. And on top of that, he's also got the steady hand, which gives snapshot, or steady shot, snapshot. Okay, well, 24 centimeters is the howitzer, and it's the biggest gun in the game, although many people would say, oh, it's the 183mm of the Heshbarn and the Death Star. In actual fact, those guns don't really do as well when it comes to the sheer splattering of a 24 centimeter howitzer, and there is another 21 centimeter howitzer in the game. Well, 21 centimeter mortar, and that's on the German artillery. Okay, he's ready to go, and he's chosen to go over on the west, or it's the east side actually of the map. You can see a T100LT who got spotted there. Oh, and he took that round for 678 with an extra HE round. Now that didn't penetrate him, because the alpha is 1420 with 75mm of pen. So to get 678, it must have been a non-penetrating shot that probably hit the hull of the T100. Now it's a bit of an awkward spot here, but he has to back up to get over onto that level. Otherwise, he won't be able to shoot up over the rock that he's sitting behind. He needs to sit behind the rock because an enemy tank could actually spot him otherwise. But he's found the Heshbarn on the enemy team, and he's almost fully dialed in. He's going to give it a go. Over the top of him. If that had hit the turret of the Heshbarn, it might have ended his game. So he's going to sit behind this rock a little further over. That T100LT is actually moving up on our AMX 13105, and he spotted it. But these rocks are getting in the way in a big way. And so he's actually re-looking, and he's found enemy tanks right over on the west side of the map. But he's got a good angle, which means he can shoot into their sides. He's not only found an E5, which he fires at, and gets 411 hit points from a splash. Remember, the splash radius is much reduced. It's only 7 meters on this one, so you have to get it fairly close in order to get some damage. But look there, there's a Gorilla 15 there, and that Gorilla 15 is very vulnerable, because if a shell hits him, it's more than likely going to penetrate. And, well, he could go out the game with just one round. We've been spotted. And it's this Batchat 25 ton. And he doesn't last very long. You notice how he did that? He actually auto-aimed onto the target. So even while he was moving about trying to get the gun to depress so that he could shoot, he was still locked on the target. And when he was ready to shoot, he could shoot. So he's got a kill at last. Not the way he expected to get a kill. And he did take one round from the Batchat, but it was an APCR round, and he hit the tracks. So he hasn't suffered any loss of hit points, and he managed to get out of the way before the enemy RT tried to kill him. Okay, we've got a Leopard 1 now up on the heights. That's a difficult shot because it's he's actually got to try and drop the shell down on a narrow angle. Firing on the reverse slope of a hill can be really problematical. The enemy has lost their Heshbarn. He went down, but they do have a Death Star. Oh, look, there's the Leopard, rounds out. Direct hit, 687, another non-penetrating shot, but this time round he is moving a bit closer. Now that might make it more difficult to hit the Leopard if he moves closer, but the Leopard has gone down, so he's got that guy done. Okay, so now with this angle, he should be able to hit the enemy tanks in the side as they're maneuvering on this side of the map. You can see that the enemy's got an E900 with 3 marks of excellence on it. It's a tier 10 game with only tier 10 tanks. He's loaded. Rounds out on the E5. Just misses him. It's a fraction of a second too late. Standard reload 46.98. I believe his actual reload is 36 seconds or thereabouts. So a 10-second reduction. He still hasn't got the assistance from the communications expert, because of course he's not doing that much in the way of assist. Rounds out. That's better. He tagged the 5 for 566 this time. Well, this side of the map is now cleared, so he can move south towards the enemy cap area. Now, the annoying thing is that the enemy seems to have cleared out all of our tanks on the other side of the map. In fact, now we're down by 3 tanks. But there's the Death Star. Right down at the far end. We lost sight of him. He's on the move, so it's a good job that he didn't shoot, but fires the round in. Lands nearby for 412. Now, the reason he moved is because there's that T100 LT, and we're not loaded yet. And he's going to be coming in our direction very shortly. So this could become very, very difficult. In fact, the T100 did spot us, but he was taken out. So that's good news. But the enemy Arty is trying to nail us. And he does do some damage. The GW E900. And now that 3-marked E900 is making his way up. And he's coming towards our T125. We fired that one blind. So now there's only 3 left on our team. And it's getting increasingly difficult because the AMX 13105 is our only remaining spotter. And well, he's down to just 44 hit points. So I think the team lost this one. Now, can you get the C5? We're loaded. Gets him in the side. Well, we lost our E5 and they've lost their E5 out of that action. But now their E900, well, he's making his way towards the AMX 13105. I don't think he realizes how close he is to us. Oksydor hiding as well as he can. Okay, so now we've got this Death Star. Can we get a shot on him? Probably. Rounds out. Yep, direct hit for 597. Didn't penetrate. And now the E900 has gone down to the east side. He's gone down into the dip going after the AMX 13105. He's got too many hit points for us to... Oh, and the enemy Arty gets him. So now they know that we're the last tank left on our team. And that E900 has got too many hit points for us to take out with one shot. Even if we were to fire an armor penetrating shot, which has got 750 alpha and 372mm of pen, I'm afraid it's not going to be enough to take out the E900 if he turns up. So we're loaded. We're ready to go. We've got the AP loaded. Question is, can we get the pen? Here he comes. Oh dear, the E5 was actually to our side. and he managed to get a shot to kill us before we could shoot the E100. Here's the end of battle result for the second replay, and it was a second-class tanker in that one for Oksydor. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 13, and he got a Gauss medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. But I'm afraid his win rate was only 5,134 from this one. That's still super unicum, but he couldn't save his team and win the game alone. He did get the highest damage in the game, 5,431 hit points, but the second highest was the Foch 155 with 5,227, and the third highest, well, that was the E5, I think, that killed him, who got 3,819 hit points of damage. I'll just check that. Yes, it was that guy who killed him in the end. When it came to kills, we can see that the top scorers were the E5 who killed him, then the can opener on his own team, followed by the FV215B183, the Death Star on the enemy team, and that guy got a Spartan medal as well. When it came to third place, we can see it was the AMX 13105 with 2 kills, the T92 HMC on the enemy team, and their GW E100 and their T100 LT. And when it came to base XP, we can see it was the E5 on the enemy team again with 1,231. In fact, he was the only one to get over 1,000 base, with the E100 getting 980 and the E5 getting 917. And of course, Oksydor got 474 out of that one. He fired 11 rounds, so still had 5 rounds left at the end of the game. So you have 16 in total. He got 6 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetrating shot, 8 splash. Damage of 5,431 hit points, of which 4,062 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 2 hits and 1 penetration and 1 non-penetration. That was, funnily enough, from the tank that he actually penetrated. The MX, the Batchat 25 ton, he penetrated that guy at very close range, 1,369 hit points. But the shell that he fired back went right through that Batchat 25 ton. So yes, he certainly learned his lesson there. He also damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 1, so missed out on getting a Confederate by 1 tank. And he suffered a loss of 8,496 credits from this game, but he did get the Courageous Resistance Award for 7,200. And he also managed to get 1,135 experience points out of the game and Courageous Resistance for 424. So another loss, but he keeps plugging away and getting fantastic results in terms of getting Gauss medals and huge amounts of damage. But on this occasion, no, I'm afraid, another loss. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.